Christmas has come early, and I mean super early. If you guys have not already subscribed to this channel and you like this kind of content, please subscribe. This is not something I ask a lot. I don't like asking this on every single video because I don't want to annoy you guys, but it does help with the channel and it does help push this out to other people who may not see it. And by liking and subscribing to this content, it just lets YouTube know that it's actually worth watching, and that way other people can watch it too. So I would appreciate it if you guys would do that. You guys are awesome, and I love hearing from you in the comments as well. So I want to talk about something that has gone on, this phenomenon that has begun to happen this year, and it has gotten crazy. Now, this has happened before in the past, but nothing like this. I have never seen it be this insane. Back in August, whenever I was walking into my local Hobby Lobby, I'm not sure if it's like this at your own, but my Hobby Lobby, they already have fall decor out. And then probably a couple weeks later, they had Christmas decor out. And I've noticed something, that it is getting earlier and earlier. And I've been watching videos on this from people who are not Christian, or at least they're not overtly Christian on their channel. I don't know their personal lives, so I don't want to say they're not Christian. But they're not creating Christian content, but they're speaking of this a lot. And I think we need a Christian perspective on this because I haven't heard many Christians talk about this. But there is something called a Ralph Lauren Christmas that is going on right now. And it is a marketing tool in order to get people to go out and spend for nostalgia. And I want to let you know, if you are trying to create nostalgia by going and buying a bunch of things, you're never going to get that, because real nostalgia comes with time. We're not meant to go get every single decoration for our house in 1 year. And as somebody who used to be in the marketing industry, I guess you could say, somebody who is trying to make it on the cleaning side of YouTube and the decor side of YouTube, I can tell you the little tips and tricks that we used to use in order to get people to come to our channel. And even if we weren't sponsored by somebody, we were hoping to be sponsored by somebody. So that is the reason why we did certain things that we did. One thing I'm noticing is that everybody these days, they're trying to be just like an influencer. They want their homes to be perfectly curated, and that is just not reality. Most people don't live like that because we're normal people, and we have friends and family who come over to our home, and we are not able to stay on top of things all the time. And I've seen people say that you have to hide certain Christmas gifts behind your tree if they don't fit your aesthetic. And guys, we have completely missed the point of Christmas, because it was never supposed to be about an aesthetic in the first place. And as I said, this is Christian content, so I'm going to come at this with a Christian perspective. But if you're not a Christian, you're still welcome here. But I just want to forewarn you, this is going to be based off of Christianity. It should never be about us. Christmas was supposed to be about Jesus' birth, and I know there has been debates on whether or not it is really the time that, Jesus was born. And I am not one of those people who do not believe that you should never celebrate Christmas and that it's demonic, but I am one of those people who we base things off of Jesus. Everything we do is based off of Jesus. And I just think that Jesus would be really sad to come here around Christmas time and see the way that people are actually behaving. And it has started to feel almost like we are living the plot of the Grinch before his heart grew. In the beginning of that movie, we see Cindy Lou Who going through the town, and all these people are saying, 99% off, and all these people are running to the store and just buying a bunch of junk. And that's what it really is. And we have gotten to a place where we're buying a bunch of junk, and these stores are selling it because they know people will buy it, so they don't put any quality into anything anymore. prices have gone up. Last year I noticed that the Black Friday sales was actually higher than the original price. The tag on whatever I was trying to buy was 3 times more expensive than it usually was. Why? Because people are going out and buying it, and they just want to be like an influencer. They want to have the next best thing. And I want to tell you, somebody who was trying to do those videos, there would be a day that I would film one room and it would be perfectly curated. It would look gorgeous, immaculate, and it was honestly trying to sell a fantasy. And what you didn't see is that one other area of my home may be completely destroyed. But I wasn't going to show that on camera. Why? Because you're trying to create a fantasy. And the whole reason why these influencers are putting out this stuff is because it's a marketing tool. We're not supposed to live like an influencer, and we've lost the joy and the real sentiment of the holidays. People are rushing to buy stuff. It's buy, get this, get that. I remember a time when we used to sit around the tree and we would wait our turn to open the gifts, and we would be excited for our family members to open their gift. Why? Because we knew we could also play with the toy that they got. We could go over to our family member's house and we were excited because we shared things. It wasn't so selfish. We would actually take time to enjoy the holiday. It wasn't hurry up and eat and get out. We actually stayed around talking, and we had a genuine love for one another. And that is the whole purpose of the holidays, is to be grateful and thankful for what we have and thankful for each other. But when we create this go, rush, you have to get things in August in order to actually get decor, to actually get good gifts, what we're doing is we're taking all the joy out of it and just making it like a chore. But you're never going to get that nostalgic feeling from throwing away everything you have and starting over every year. I can tell you from personal experience, the best Christmas decor that I have is the ugliest. The things that I actually enjoy the most to take out of those boxes are the ugliest. There is one tradition that we have started, and I don't remember exactly where this tradition come from. I think it was from a neighbor, but we have a pickle ornament that we put on our tree every year, and our family loves to try and find this pickle ornament, and it is ugly. It is horrendously ugly, but it is my favorite part of my Christmas tree, and it goes up every year. Why? Because my kids like to find it, my husband tries to find it. I always try to find a way to hide it really well where people can't find it, so it takes them a while. And like I said, it is really ugly. But if you are trying to make everything look picture perfect and just everything look beautiful, which there is nothing wrong with making your home look like a beautiful home, but if it's got to be so perfect that nobody can live in it, then you are missing the point of the holidays. Things are supposed to be tacky. They're supposed to be over the top. They're supposed to remind you of the times in the past. My Nana recently gave me a bunch of glass houses that she had collected over the years, and I was so grateful to have it because it reminded me of my childhood, and we put them up every year. And I've been putting them up every year because I want my kids to also have that memory. But of course, these marketing companies, they want people to feel less than. And they play on that. They play on people feeling less than, and everyone has to be a copycat of somebody else. We've lost creativity. We've lost just genuine joy in our nation. And maybe this is different outside of the U.S. I can't speak for everybody, but I know the U.S. personally. It seems like everyone is a copycat of everybody, and we have lost individuality. And the Bible clearly tells us, do not covet your neighbor. And I believe that there is a great reason for that. It's because not only do you lose your creativity? You also put yourself into debt trying to keep up with the Joneses. Many people go into debt during the holidays. Why? Because they can't keep up. And people are so worried about spending and trying to make sure that everyone is pleased with their gifts, that we don't actually just take the time to enjoy the little things. There have been times where I've got gifts and it's been repeat gifts. And now, as I'm older, I would go back to getting those gifts any day because I really did enjoy them. I just didn't honestly know how good I had it. But it's the little things, it's the little memories that have made me enjoy the holidays and waiting for that, anticipating for it, not trying to rush it. Spending time with family, that is the main important thing. And I think that is initially what the holidays started off as, was for us to spend time together and enjoy each other's company, go over to each other's houses, make a family meal, pray at the table. And we've lost all sentiment. We've lost all of that. Why? Because everybody is trying to be like everybody else on the internet. Everybody's trying to be exactly like everybody else, and if you live your life that way, it's going to be miserable. And I can tell you, as somebody who tried to keep my house clean in the videos, there would be times that I would clean my house before I cleaned on YouTube because I wanted to sell that fantasy of having a tidy and neat home all the time, but that's just not realistic for everybody. Life circumstances happen, and there would be many times that my house would be a complete disaster, and because I was watching all of these YouTube videos of people going out and buying decor, I would think, I'm not satisfied with my house right now because I need to go buy more decor. So it would just keep me in this continuous cycle of buying more things, having more to clean, being more stressed out. And then something clicked in my mind that I'm not going to go shopping until I clean my house, because 90% of the time I was just trying to avoid responsibilities. And once I actually cleaned my house, I would be satisfied with what I have, and then I'm like, wait, I don't really need anything. I would be actually happy with where I was. And yes, nothing is ever going to be perfect. You're probably always going to have something in your house that is not clean. That's just the reality of it. No matter how clean and tidy of a person you are, we all have circumstances. We all have those days where it's not as good as the day before. We all have days where we get sick, where our kids get sick, where maybe you have to watch your grandkids and your grandkids destroy the house. It is what it is. Let's be honest. It happens. But we've created this snobby culture where we cannot be real. We can't be realistic with each other. We're only showing the highlight reels of what is going on in our lives. Nobody wants to show on the internet when they have a messy house, right? No one wants to show that they've used the same decor for 15 years. But the reality of it is, most of us who have all this really nice decor, we didn't get it overnight. We have been collecting these things for years. So don't feel bad if your home doesn't look like somebody else's, because your house is not supposed to look or feel like somebody else's. Your house is supposed to feel like your house because you live in it. And when we try to follow all these trends, what is actually going to happen is, in a few years, people are going to get tired of it. They're going to make fun of it. This is what happens every single trend. We see this with the millennial gray thing. People are making fun of people for having gray houses. It was all the rage. People wanted white countertops and white cabinets. Now, that's a thing of the past. That's a millennial thing. Don't you dare do that in your house, because nobody's going to want to buy it. Trends go out of style. But actually making a peaceful environment in your home, actually being a good steward of what God has given you, because the Lord can take it away at any minute. Actually showing love. Love will never go out of style. love and hospitality will never go out of style. So no matter what your decor looks like, guys, it's nothing more than that. It's just decor. Stop buying useless junk, because at the end of the day, it's just useless junk. And put up those tacky decorations if they remind you of something. And don't let people make you feel bad that your decor doesn't look like what the mainstream media's decor looks like. And don't let people make you feel bad if it happens to fall in that category this year because you've been collecting stuff over time and it looks like other people's homes. Don't feel bad about that. Trends come and go, and things will recirculate, and things that we have hidden in our closet, in the back of our closet because it's went out of style, but we still like it, guess what? In a few years, it will come back because it always does. Right now, the 90s style is in. A few years, everybody will absolutely hate it. It's just how the nature of things work. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being trendy. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wanting to follow some trends. It's okay. But don't be consumed by it. Don't be consumed by trying to keep up with the Joneses, because you're just going to make yourself miserable. Also, stop hoarding stuff, because in reality, what happens is we have so many things that we don't even know what we have, because we're honestly just pulling out a few things at the very beginning of our cabinets that we can see, and all the rest of it is just sitting there like useless junk. And all these corporate places, they love this because then they can sell you useless junk. And if people were to go back to buying what they actually need instead of just buying a bunch of useless junk, then people who are over these corporations, they would have to think about what they're actually making, because they would say, okay, I can't just put anything on the shelves. People are complaining about the quality of things and how they've went down, and it's because there's so much overconsumption. They don't need to create a good product because they know it's going to be thrown out next year anyways and end up in a landfill. Guys, that's not being a good steward of what we have. That's not what Jesus called us to do. He didn't call us to buy a bunch of useless junk and throw it out the next day. He didn't call us to be hateful towards one another and be snotty towards somebody because they don't match your aesthetic. No, this is gross behavior. And I can tell you personally, I have fell victim of trying to follow the trends and wanting everything to be perfectly curated. So I'm not talking down on you guys. I'm telling you that I've been there too, and I've had to check my own heart, because I realized not only was it putting us into debt because I was overspending, it wasn't making me happy, it wasn't keeping me satisfied, and it was just stressing me out. It was causing unnecessary stress, and I don't want that for you. And it's one thing to follow the world if you're a part of the world, but if you're a Christian, we really need to consider that no matter what holiday we celebrate, because I know there is debates every year over what holidays we celebrate, and people will say, you know, things can't be redeemable because some things are Satan's, and I don't believe that the enemy owns one single day. I don't. I think God owns every day, but no matter what side you fall on, do everything unto the glory of God, and really think about it. Would God be pleased with what you're doing? Would God say this is good and honorable, or would he say, what on earth is going on? What are you doing with your life? I am so sick of it. Honestly, I'm so sick of it. I'm so sick of things going the way that they are, because it just sucks the fun out of things. We don't appreciate the holidays anymore. We don't appreciate seasons. And I unintentionally put up a poll yesterday that kind of has something to do with this. It wasn't supposed to be anything to do with this, but I put out, do you think there will be seasons in heaven? And you guys really hate winter. And I don't blame you, because winter's cold. I don't really care for winter either. But winter is not anyone's top of their priority list. You guys really like spring. I really like spring too. But I think we have lost the plot, honestly. I think the reason why so many people don't like winter anymore is because it's stressful. We're stressing ourselves out by trying to buy the latest and greatest, and there's no love anymore. I remember whenever I was young, when 9/11 happened, sitting at my Nana's counter watching her little TV and watching this unfold. And I mourned for people I didn't even know, and so did all of my family. We sat there and we watched it with horror. But the whole nation came together. And I just think if that were to happen at this time, do you really think people would come together over this? I don't know. I'm not so sure. Tell your family members you love them this holiday, and tell Jesus you love him, and let's make that a priority. And let's stop trying to buy the most expensive gift and maybe buy the most thoughtful gift. There's nothing wrong with giving gifts. And I'm not telling you have to stop spending altogether and you can never spend on anything ever again. Please don't take it that way. Because there's nothing wrong with going and getting a gift for somebody, especially if it's a meaningful gift. We've got to stop buying useless junk just for the sake of buying useless junk. And if we were to start doing that, if more people were to start doing that, then we wouldn't see Black Friday sales go up to 3 times the price of what they were before. It's ridiculous. And I'm not here for it. I hope you guys aren't either. But anyways, I hope you have a good day. Let me know whenever you're putting up your tree. I'll probably put it up after Thanksgiving. All right, love you. I'm out.